Chapter 12, Lesson 6, Select an Appropriate Display. You will be able to select an appropriate display for a set of data. Data can often be displayed in several different ways. The display you choose depends on your data and what you want to show. So a bar graph shows the number of items in specific categories. And I'll draw examples of each. So a bar graph looks something like this. These are just sketches. And by categories, you can talk about colors, pets, things that aren't numbers. A box plot shows the measures of variation for a set of data. Also useful for very large sets of data. Your box plot is also referred to as box and whisker, and it's drawn on a number line. A histogram shows frequency of data divided into equal intervals. So again, a histogram looks similar to a bar graph, only all the bars are touching. A line graph shows change over a period of time. And last but not least, a line plot show how many times each number occurs. Okay. This one's not the best drawing, but okay. Those are the different types of graphs. Which data display allows you to tell the mode of the data? Let's take a look. Do you think the box plot or the line plot? Well, here I would go with the line plot. Okay, the mode is 27. It's the number that occurs most often. Okay, the box plot can show the spread of the data, but it doesn't show individual data. Which of the above displays allows you to easily find the median of the data? Now, you can absolutely find the median of this data. You'd have to list them all out, find the minimum, maximum, and then the median. It's a longer process, whereas when I look at this box plot, right away, I know the median is 25. So in this instance, I'm going to go with the box plot. And median is 25. A survey compared different brands of hair shampoo. The table shows the number of first choice responses for each brand. Select an appropriate type of display to compare the number of responses. Justify your answer. Make the appropriate display of data for the above information. So here's our information. We have brands A through E and the number of responses. These brands are considered categories. They aren't numbers, they're categories. So if we look back here, categories refers to a bar graph. So let's go ahead and create a bar graph. Oops. So we have our axes here. On the bottom, we will have the brands. And on the vertical axis, we will have the responses. And our title, we'll just keep it the same title as the chart. Favorite shampoo, and I'm just going to keep it as favorite shampoo. I won't put the survey part in there. Okay, so we have brands A through F. So we'll put brand A C, C, D, E, and F. Let's go ahead and write those in. Okay, so there are the brands. And the number of responses. It looks like our number of responses range from 8 to 42. So maybe let's count by perhaps 5s. 0 to 45 would cover it. Okay. And now let's create our bars. Brand A was 35. Brand B was 12. C was 42. D 24. E is 8. And F is 11. Let's go ahead and shade in those boxes. Okay. And it does say to select the display and justify your response. We never actually wrote that down. So let's say bar graph. And our reason is there are categories. Okay. Letter D. The table shows the quiz scores of Mr. Vincent's math class. Select an appropriate display to allow you to count the number of students with a score of 85. Explain your choice. Make the appropriate display of the data. So we want to be able to find a mode, okay? So we need to figure out which one we want to use here. A line plot shows how many times each number occurs, which if we reread that, he wants to display the number of students with a score of 85. So that right there tells me he wants to know a quantity for each number. So we will create a line plot because it will show the number of times the value of 85 occurs. Now let's create the line plot. Okay, we start with a number line. And we have math quiz scores. Our lowest amount looks like it's 65. Our highest is 100. So we need to go from 65 to 100. 65 to 100 is quite a bit of numbers, 35 of them. I do not want to write out 35 numbers. Instead, we can count by 5. Let's start with 65 and count by fives. Okay. I'm just going to put some dashes here at my numbers, just so I know where to put the X's. Okay. Let's go ahead and put X's. We have two 70s. $75, $80. $100, $85, $85. $65, $75. $85, $95, $90. $90, $100. $85, $90. $90, $95. We have, where am I? $80, $85. $90, $85. And $90, $75. Okay, let's just double check here. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And we are also in need of a title. I will use the same title as in my data box in my table. So math quiz scores can be the title. Okay, now it is very easy to see the amount of kids that got an 85.